In this short video, I will show you how to make an edit influenced by the color grading style used in Breaking Bad. The show has a lot of different color grading styles throughout the series, but the most characteristic scenes take place in the desert of New Mexico. With that in mind, I have picked this screenshot as the reference for the edit that we will be doing today. And the image we will edit has the same environmental elements as the reference picture. So let's start here from the top of the side panel, and let's start by increasing the temperature to somewhere around 6000. The tint is close towards green, so let's move this one down here to around 0. And we can increase the exposure a bit as well. Overall, there isn't that much contrast in our reference photo, meaning that the dark areas are not that dark and the bright areas are not that bright. So for example, the dark areas around the bushes are visible, and the sky, which is the brightest area of the photo, is not that bright. And we're gonna keep that in mind now that we change the highlights, shadows and whites and blacks. So like I said, since the sky is not that bright, we will reduce the highlights all the way here to -100. And we can increase the shadows a little bit. We can reduce the whites a little bit. And then we increase the blacks to around 10 somewhere. Around here is good. So to compensate for the overall reduced contrast, I will add just a little bit of contrast back into the photo using this contrast slider. It doesn't make a huge difference, but I think it helps. The reference photo that we have here kind of has a soft look to it. This could be because of the screenshot being low resolution. I'm not sure, but in order to replicate this, we can reduce the clarity. So if you look in our photo here, we kind of have a white tint that doesn't look that good. So let's see if we can remove it by creating a really weak S-curve here in the tone curve. Now to probably the most important part of replicating the style, which is going to be here in the color tools. The only colors we're going to target are orange, yellows and blues. The reason for that is that our reference photo from Breaking Bad seems to have a yellow and blue complementary color grading going on, which means that they're making use of the fact that blue and yellow colors go together very well. They are complementary to each other. So if we start here from the oranges, we start by increasing the yellows somewhere around here, and then we will decrease the saturation and increase the luminance a little bit. Moving over to yellow, we want to do the opposite from what we did with the oranges. So we're going to move the yellows towards orange and increase the saturation. And also increase the luminance. And for our final color, blue, which is basically just the sky, we're going to move the hue towards teal. Somewhere around here is fine. And something that stands out here in our reference photo is that the blues don't really stand out at all. So we're gonna reduce the saturation. And then we will increase the luminance somewhere around there. One last thing we want to do with the colors is to add the overlaying yellow hue, which you can see here on the car. So we're going to do this by targeting the midtones here in the color grading tool. And we're going to use the color picking here and try to pick a yellow color that is somewhere here on the sand. And this is going to take us closer to the look that we're going for, but we still need to make some adjustments here in both the hue and saturation. So for the hue, we're gonna move it more towards the yellow direction, and the saturation we can reduce. Now the final thing you want to do with this edit is to add a little bit of film grain, which we do all the way down here. For me, I normally put the amount here around 20, the size around 40, and the roughness I increase all the way up here to around 80. And that's our edit. Now let's see how it looks like when we apply this edit on other photos. Thanks for watching this quick tutorial. This edit will be available for you as a preset in the video description completely for free. Let me know what you think about this quick and dirty format, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this.